Hey guys, Rob and Melissa here with Flea Market Flipper.
Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. We're so glad you're here.
Yeah guys, we want to challenge you right now to go ahead and get rid of all the distractions for the next 10 to 12 minutes. This video has the potential to, and the next 2 videos to follow, has the potential to change your life, your situation where you're at right now. So if at all possible, get rid of all your distractions, everything going on. Try to pay full attention to this. Yeah, we want to benefit you guys from this video.
I am the world's biggest multitasker, and it doesn't ever work well to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Or to help you focus on one thing and do one thing well. In this video, we're going to dive into 3 challenges that people face when they're trying to flip items for profit.
Yep, but first, guys, I want to go ahead and start out by telling you a story of a young boy. This boy was the youngest and only boy to parents of 7 kids, 6 older sisters and the only boy.
A lot of kids.
It is. So, needless to say, the parents were unable to provide, firsthand stuff, new stuff for these kids because it's a lot of kids. They visited thrift stores, flea markets, and yard sales. Growing up, that was how they were able to provide for that many kids. So, this little boy went to school. He was a normal little boy, loved playing outside, loved doing sports and that kind of stuff, but he never was really good at school. He never really got good grades. He just got by with the grades that he had. He was a slower reader, yeah, so he made it all the way through high school. He didn't get his diploma, but then he went back and got his GED. And if you haven't guessed by now, yeah, that little boy is me. That's how I grew up. That's my story. After I got my GED, I kind of, I had a couple jobs going through high school, minimum wage jobs like other people, but I didn't know really what to do. I knew I couldn't go to college because I could barely pass high school, so I knew that wasn't an option. And then I thought back to my childhood where my parents actually provided for us kids, and along the way when they provided for us, they would buy some things. My mom would buy baby clothes and she'd resell them. Or my mom would buy, some exercise equipment and then she'd resell it. And she'd be able to make a little bit of extra money. And I remembered that once I got my GED. I remembered that, that might be an option for me. So, needless to say, that's where I kind of, jumped into selling, buying and selling after that, flipping stuff. After I got my GED and went forward with that. So I had done this part-time for the better part of 20 years, growing up and having, side jobs here and there that were only paying me hourly wages and, stuff like that. So that's kind of how I lived for about 20 years. And
20 years? We're getting old.
Yeah, exactly. And then Melissa and I got married. Melissa and I got married 10 years after that lifestyle that I had of flipping and, having a couple little jobs here and there, a waiter and, host and stuff like that. So Melissa jumped into it, and for the last 10 years, Melissa married into the flipping life.
Yeah, so that's how I got started. That's how my flipping career started.
Yeah.
And we're going to dive into a little bit more of our story in just a bit.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk a little more about some obstacles that people might face while flipping.
Yeah.
And then we'll dive in to a little of our story and a couple other people's stories as we go.
Yeah.
So the first obstacle that might be holding you back is wondering if you can make a decent part-time or full-time income by flipping items.
Yeah, this is definitely something that has affected me in the past. Some of you guys know, Melissa and I have been married for 10 years. In the last probably 10 years, we've only flipped items when we needed to make extra money, when we wanted to go on a trip, when we needed to fix something, when an unexpected expense came up, we turned to flipping. And that's how we lived for the last 10 years. So
it was always our extra money, kind of our fun money, savings, trips, gifts, that sort of thing. So.
And I'll give you a great example. Melissa has a college friend who was going to Ireland. This was probably, 7 years ago?
Yeah, it was before kids.
Yeah, before
7 or 8
kids.
years ago.
So she was going to Ireland. She planned out this awesome trip, and it took her probably, I would say, nine months to a year to get all this stuff set. They got their plane tickets and all that kind of stuff. Well, we went to dinner with her probably a month.
A
month before they were going, and she's like, hey, you guys should come. And we're like, really? And she's like, yeah. So she invited us to come on the trip, and Melissa's like, okay, well, if Robbie can flip something and we needed $2,000. That was what it was going to cost us to do it. This was during the time of, some of you guys might remember this, so there's like a volcano or something going off. Yeah. I don't remember exactly the details, but plane tickets were cheap. So we could go there very, very cheap on the plane tickets. We just had to fly into Ireland, and then we were going to drive the country with her. So
yeah,
it was
the whole trip we needed about $2,000.
$2,000. So I ended up going to a couple thrift stores and yard sales. I got a treadmill. I got a Nordic track. I got one other thing. I think it was an exercise bike because that's stuff that I had done when I was younger. I knew that stuff would turn and make money. And we sold all three of those things and made $2,000. So that was huge for us. We were able to go on the trip. We had an awesome experience. It was awesome.
It was a great trip.
So yeah, needless to say, we had a good time. But that's how we applied to our life. And we never even realized this in the past, that we had always done this and made great money doing the flips, only when we needed it. We never really realized that we could do this on a part-time or full-time basis.
Like, why did it take us needing something for us to actually know, okay, we need something, we need some money, let's go flip an item? Why didn't we do that?
Well, and I think it boils down to complacency, and that might be where you're at too. You guys might be comfortable where you're at, and you don't want to make the changes, or you're just comfortable, and everybody gets there. We've been there, I've been there, Melissa's been there, and we are actually forced into it, to give you the truth.
Yeah. Forced into full-time is what you're talking about.
Exactly, like full-time flipping.
We were pushed into doing full-time flipping, even though we could have done it at any point, and really we should have seen
but we didn't.
That we could, but we didn't. But it was when I was pregnant with our third baby, and the baby's a month from being born, and he gets a notice that his benefits are going to be cut. And
from the job that I had.
This is just after we had decided I'm going to stop my job to be home with the 3 kids. So we're like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have benefits, which is the only reason he really kept that job.
I had the job, exactly.
I'm not working. What are we going to do?
And that was our aha moment. We're like, wait a minute. What can we do from this point? And that's where we looked back and we thought, man, we made a $2,000 in a matter of probably 2 weeks for the sales of those 3 items. That's
only one story.
Yeah, we've done this. Like I said, I've done it part-time. I can give you crazy stories of the stuff that we flipped. But that's one story of it came to our head. That was our aha moment, thinking, yeah, we can actually do this. If we put the time into this as a part-time job or a full-time job, we can really do well at this. So,
and we smile now, but I was pregnant and scared and baby and all this stuff, and it was scary, but it definitely paid off.
Yeah.
Man, so we're glad that we were forced into it.
Yeah.
So we don't regret that one bit.
Yeah.
So,
and we went back and we kept track of what we made for the first year part-time, which was 10 to 15 hours. Yeah. We were working roughly 10 to 15 hours.
That was part-time.
Doing part-time, and it was $42,000. That's what we had made the first year. And that's kind of when we were like, yeah, let's put 30 hours, 35 hours into this, and see if we can double or triple our income. And sure enough, the second year, $130,000 is what we made on flipping. And this is just solely, working for ourselves, us doing it together, and flipping it. And yeah, that was it. Melissa was taking care of the kids. If I needed her to list something, she would. Otherwise, I did all the shipping, I did all the buying and that kind of stuff. So it turned into a great income, and we haven't looked back since. It's been amazing for our family.
It's been great. So another obstacle that you might be facing is wondering if you're going to lose money on shipping items.
Yeah, this is a great obstacle. It's a great limiting belief for a lot of people. But I'm going to give you an example of one of our students. She has this limiting belief, or had this limiting belief, that she wouldn't be able to ship her items if she got into bigger items. And she bought, it wasn't a huge item. It was like an end table or a dresser, or a cabinet, a little cabinet. She bought it at the thrift store for $15, which is a great price, and she threw it on eBay and sold it for $140. She was asking $160. She accepted the best offer for $140, ended up selling it for $140, and then she charged $90 for shipping. Yeah. So
most people wouldn't think they could get somebody to buy something and pay $90 shipping.
Exactly.
And they did, because they wanted the cabinet.
If buyers can't find what they're looking for in their area, or a lot of times buyers don't want to go out and look for stuff in person, they want to sit down at their computer and they want to find it and have it shipped to their house. They will pay for shipping. So you have to realize you will never lose money on shipping if you do it the right way. We've never lost money on shipping. We always either charge money for shipping, or if we do a free shipping item, we'll raise our price on the item knowing that we will be able to cover the shipping cost.
And still make a good profit
Exactly.
with it. So.
And a lot of the stuff that we do ship, like we will ship larger items. Anything that I throw onto a pallet or throw it into a big box, I charge a handling fee. So I make money for my time that it takes me to box or pallet or build a crate around something big. I make my money for my time on that. And I'll give you another example of myself. We recently sold a Harley sign that was 8 foot long by 10 foot high. I believe those are the right numbers.
This is the largest thing you've shipped to date.
Yeah. 8 foot long by 10 foot high. That was how big sorry, I have it backwards. 10 foot long by 8 foot high. And I built a crate for it, and I shipped it. But we sold this item for $7,500, and the buyer paid $1,500 for shipping. Now, my shipping cost was $900. That's what I had to pay the freight company to ship it. But it took me probably, I would say, close to 7 hours.
It was a good
7 to 8 hours. I spanned it through 2 days of building a crate for it. So I got paid for that. I got an extra $600 on top of what the freight cost was.
So he got paid for his time to build this crate.
Just like you can. It's not that difficult. You have to realize that people will pay the money for shipping if they want the item. So that's a great lesson in the shipping arena.
You don't have to go out and build a crate right away.
No, no. But it's a great...
You don't have to lose your money on shipping.
That's it. It's a great lesson to apply if you're doing boxes, if you're doing crates, if you're doing pallets, whatever it is. It's just an all-around great lesson.
Yeah, you'll get paid for your time. So the last obstacle we're going to talk about briefly is wondering how much money you actually need to get started with this flipping business.
Yeah, this is something that a lot of you guys face, and it is a great question. We are super stoked because in the next video, we're actually going to dive in and show you how easy it is to actually get started in this business with little to no money out of your pocket and be able to start making money within the first week that you're actually doing this. And
so next week.
Next week, exactly. Yeah. So this is, I mean, there's a lot of stigma around starting flipping and doing this type of business. You know, there's Amazon sellers that you have to actually start out $5,000, $10,000 worth of products. You have to put them on there. You have to sell them. That's not the case with flipping. We want to give you some practical guidelines that will allow you to start flipping right away. I mean, you can flip it when you watch the next video. You can actually go out, get some products, and you can start flipping. So you're not going to want to miss that video. It's going to be awesome. We're super stoked to give you guys this information, and we're super stoked to see the results that you guys are going to get from it.
Yeah, so thanks so much for checking out this video. And before you go, if you have any other challenges or obstacles that you're facing, if you can drop a comment below in the comment section, we would love to answer those for you and keep the conversation going.
Yep. You guys rock. Thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Bye.